Hello and welcome to the Weather Hazard Briefing brought to you by National Weather Service Pocatello for Saturday, November 4th. This is what you'll see in this briefing. There is a dense fog advisory in effect for this morning in the upper Snake River Plain. It'll be breezy, especially by Saturday afternoon, and we're looking for some probable to possible damaging winds tonight. Expected to remain very windy for Sunday. There's very little precipitation with this storm. There's another snowstorm. It arrives Monday, and it continues into Tuesday, especially for the eastern highlands. It will be windy, but not as strong as Saturday night, and we're looking at light to moderate snow, and this may need an advisory for Monday night, and that would generally be for locations in the highlands and in the central Idaho mountains. So let's give you an overview. You can see it's a busy slide. This will be a busy briefing. So tonight is the windstorm, and so you can see that is located there. And again, this is for the late night hours. This will be after 10 p.m. and then wind advisory level winds continue into the midday tomorrow. And then Monday, December 6th, that's when the snowstorm arrives. You can see in lower elevations it will be at least start out as rain, and then Monday night probably change over to snow. So that will reduce the amount of snow accumulation in the Snake Plain and Magic Valley, which we'll get into. But elsewhere, especially in the higher elevations, it's a solid snowstorm event. And it should be breezy. I don't think and it may border on windy, but it shouldn't be anything like Saturday and Sunday morning. So Tuesday, that chance of snow lingers in the southeast and eastern highlands. And then another storm comes in for Wednesday, so with snow likely in some locations. So after a couple weeks of break with high pressure dominating and actually setting some record high temperatures in a few places during the last week and a half, it all goes away this week. Much different weather pattern. So this is the satellite picture from this morning, where you see the blue cloudiness. That is fog. The fog can, though, be obscured by clouds on top, and that's what's happening here in the upper Snake River Plain and the upper Snake Highlands. The fog is there. It's just as the cirrus shield moves in, it's blocked from the satellite, so you cannot see it, but it is still there, even though it looks like it's diminishing. And that will continue until around 11 o'clock or so during the day today. We have some areas are dense, which means it could also deposit some freezing fog and some ice layers on roads. Something to be careful of there. All right, and so you can see where the dense fog advisory is. It's basically the upper part of the Snake River Plain. And then the wind advisory is partially hidden for this area. The high wind watch, rather, has been issued for this entire area, including the gray area, and that starts tonight and continues into the morning. So this is what we're looking at today. This morning, the high pressure is starting to give way as this low will move across. This is the one that will bring us winds, but it really doesn't bring us much in the way of mixed rain and snow here, but it's actually pretty light. In fact, nothing during the day today in our area, but you can see Saturday forecast still warm. We do get an increase in cloud cover, but temperatures still upper 40s to middle 50s for the populated areas. And here's where the winds kick in. Here's 8 p.m. This is an average wind. You can see it's 30 to 40 miles an hour, so it's reaching our wind advisory criteria. Then later, we're getting into when it gets above 40, that is when we hit high wind warning. We don't get very many of these a year, maybe 4 or 5. So this is a big one. This means gusts in excess of 58 miles an hour are possible as well. So damaging wind. This would bring down a lot of power lines and trees if they've been weakened at all by anything that happened this summer. You can see by 2 a.m. here it's starting to weaken, and by 5 a.m. it's down to what we would call just breezy conditions, mostly 20 to 30 miles an hour. But we'll see. I mean, it could stay up. You could see a few areas here where it is still orange. That would be above 30 miles an hour, so that would still be wind advisory kind of criteria. Also, there is some light snow. It doesn't amount to much. You can see it's less than an inch here, and basically really extreme high elevations, most of them not on roads, with the exception of this stuff on US 93 and stuff going into Montana on some of the higher passes over there, going into Wyoming as well. And then 5 a.m., again, just some light snow, not accumulating very much here. Even in Salmon, it's only 1 to 2 inches at the extreme high elevations. All right, so the Monday highs, or excuse me, the overnight lows on Sunday night, with the winds, it's a little bit warmer. Still at temperatures in the 20s to near 31 for Burley. And here it is, the front blowing through during the morning hours. Again, continuing to cause some winds during the morning, but it will pass out quickly, and the wind should weaken behind it. So once again, the winds in the morning, still very windy. And the snow is pretty much let up, just a little lingering, less than an inch into the afternoon as well. Here's the Sunday forecast. You can see temperatures for highs are about 10 degrees lower. And then here's late Sunday night. You can see the snow has started again from the next incoming storm. Here it is at 8 a.m. You can see where the bulk of it is snow. Some of it heavy in this gray hatched area. And then you can see where the rain-snow mixes. It sort of gets up into the Pocatello area. So, but here's the snow accumulation prior to 11 a.m. So from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. after that light snow early in the evening, then in the morning hours on Monday, it starts in earnest, spreading pretty much everywhere in our forecast area, and getting to 1 to 2 inches here in Galena Summit area. And then it intensifies during the afternoon, especially on the east side, but even on the west side here, again, you're looking at another 1 to 2 inches in Galena Summit. And then in the evening hours, the focus is more on areas south in the eastern and southern highlands. And you see it pretty much terminates during the overnight hours in the central Idaho mountains, and it just lingers a little bit more in the, once again, in the southern and eastern highlands. So here's the storm totals. So anything over 6 inches, pretty significant, is in yellow. You can see the really high stuff is here just above Palisades Reservoir on the way to Pine Creek Pass. Not quite as much going over Teton Summit, but it's still pretty good. In the central Idaho mountains, barely gets to 6 inches, so not as much over there. Here are the highs on Monday. So we will see some partial, whatever snow falls will probably be melting in the central or in the Snake River Plain, Eastern Magic Valley especially so. But not really getting very warm in the higher elevation zones, and so wouldn't expect a whole lot of melt there. And then Tuesday, or the Monday night lows, Tuesday morning lows, you could see still some cloud cover, but it is starting to get colder where it does start to clear out first. That would be Stanley Basin. And then Tuesday highs, as the snow ends, about 5 degrees cooler, so not anywhere near as warm as it was on Monday or even Sunday. And here's the Tuesday night lows. You can see cold temperatures haven't really moved too much. It's still a lot of cloud cover. And then here for Wednesday, this is the risk of precipitation. I did mention that we had storm coming in. You can see it's not so great during the day, but during the overnight hours, after temperatures actually start rising again for afternoon highs, you can see it gets much better during the overnight period on Wednesday night. So that's sort of the focus of when it's most likely to occur. And then overnight lows Wednesday night, you can see Still pretty cold, but the cloud cover keeps it kind of mild for the Snake River Plain. Thursday highs back down, struggling to get above freezing. And then Friday, finally, the cold air once again returning to the Snake River Plain and eastern Magic Valley with temperatures in the teens and low 20s. So watch out for the dense fog this morning, and some patchy, black ice is definitely possible in some of those routes in the upper Snake River Plain and Clark County, Fremont County. Expected to be breezy on Saturday and then damaging wind for Saturday night and then very windy on Sunday. There's very little precipitation, though, with this storm. The bulk of the snow arrives Monday morning, continues into Tuesday. Windy, but not as strong. Once again, light to moderate snow. That's all I have. If you have any further questions, you can contact us at this telephone number here or check out the weather yourself at weather.gov/Pocatello. Thanks for watching.